You sure? He looked out into the room again. The women seemed to be surveying one another with equal amounts of animosity and ruthlessness that made the hair on the back of his neck stand at attention. There's something weird going on out there. Yeah, weird. Jane slapped a folder in his hands. Maybe you should just get started. He nodded. He had to be reading too much into the situation. Women normally dressed up on Saturdays. Didn't they? After all, it was a hot date night. Saturday was also a big day for weddings, as his sister's friend, Arden, a wedding planner, would remind him all too often. The problem was that ever since Judy Tavish down at the Drip and Sip self-appointed herself as his personal matchmaker, he'd been on high alert to the attention of strange women. Scratch that, to any and all women. Judy had apparently broadcasted his bachelor status to every single female, age not specified, within a 50-mile radius this past summer. As a result, he had been accosted by dozens of baked goods left on his porch, hundreds of pictures and love notes in his mailbox, and he didn't even want to think about embarrassing sext messages he had gotten over the last few days. Well, actually, some of those were pretty hot. He didn't know who they came from, but he had almost been tempted to keep one or two. Jane cleared her throat. Doctor, your dates... patients are getting restless. Wade frowned. Right. He took the folder in his hand and flipped it over. The name Butters was printed on the top tab, a 6-month-old corgi mix. Typical 6-month checkup, piece of cake. His technician, Becky, breezed into the office. Morning all. Sorry I'm late. My fiancé forgot he had to drive me to work today, she said with a happy yawn. Wade grinned and tugged a strand of Becky's still wet hair. Not a problem. How about you get a wait on Butters, then show her and her owner to room A? Will do, boss, she said, heading in that direction. But after a few beats, she ran back in the office. Oh my gosh, it's like Animal Studio 54 out there. Oh, you noticed that too? He asked dryly. Noticed, she said, eyes wide. You'd have to be blind and deaf not to notice that wildlife exhibit out there. We're not exactly sure what's going on, Jane said, biting her lip. Becky folded her arms and smirked. You're not? Seems clear to me Dr. Dreamy has a growing fan club going on. Saturdays are never like this when Dr. Benson is working. Wade scoffed. That's ridiculous. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that we're unusually busy today. At least, he hoped that was the case. But considering the amount of attention he'd been getting lately, thanks to Judy, the thought had crossed his mind as well. Becky shot him a knowing look. Unusually busy with female clients. And did you see the outfit on the redhead? That is definitely a woman in the market for a man, sick cat or not. Wade rolled his eyes, determined to brush off the notion. Go do your job, please, he muttered. It's just a busy workday, you'll see. Whatever you say. She shrugged at Jane, then headed back to the waiting room. Wade shook his head. She's obviously delusional after spending so much time with Arden, planning that wedding of hers. Jane licked her lips. Well, I'm sure Becky does have love on the brain right now, but she also has a point. You're single and good-looking. According to Facebook, it's been a while since you've been in any kind of serious relationship. Everyone in town would like to see you settled. You have to admit that all... Facebook? She swallowed. Yeah. You were kind of a hot topic last week. A topic with whom, exactly? He asked, already having a bad feeling about where this conversation was going. Jane flipped her brown hair off her shoulders and settled back into her desk chair. On Facebook, there's a Cape Harmony chatter group.